Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your boy KLA Cloud the Wanderer, and I have a guest with me today. This evening. His name is Joe Aguilera.
Close enough. Aguilera.
Aguilera, okay, almost like Christina Aguilera.
Oh boy, my
I,
childhood hero.
I, I shouldn't have probably went there, but that's how I could get it. But you Hispanic, I'm assuming, right? Okay.
About half, yeah. At least that's what
Oh,
my old man tells me.
oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm glad you came and give me the opportunity to talk. Yeah. I seen your work on Instagram, man. I thought it was cool.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you reaching out and
Yeah.
looking at my work. I'm always stoked when people look at my stuff and comment or even direct message. I appreciate that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Throwing your artwork into the void and then having it just be that it can be a little empty. So actually getting responses, it means a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that you do like a lot of She-Hulk animation. I was thinking, I was like, wow, is he really into She-Hulk or does he like muscular women? I didn't know because they are there's some guys out there they do they like muscular women, they like animating it and drawing comics. So I try to reach out to a lot of guys that do that, but even outside that, but I ain't gonna lie. I have like a little interest in myself with muscular women too. So when I seen it, I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. So yeah, I could showcase one of them for you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one got a little bit of traction on Instagram. Not so much on YouTube, but people on Instagram seem to like it.
Yeah. What got you started doing animation?
Oh man, that's kind of a long-winded question. But
Is that long?
here's the thing. I didn't start until like a little later on in life. A lot of people start out early, in their teens or whatever. I don't think I animated my first cartoon until I was like 20 years old. I might have been
Yeah.
21. I got started super late because I spent like my teen years not knowing what it is I wanted to do with myself. You know what I mean? I've been sketching here and there. Fan art for a bunch of video games, specifically God of War. In my case, I love God of War, so I did a little bit of a fan art for that here and there. Um, but when I guess what got me started in animation, what really got me started was sitting down and watching those Studio Ghibli movies in high school. Yeah, like I didn't watch those until I was in high school. I didn't know they existed. In my household, my dad didn't really, he wasn't really into that kind of thing. He got us all the usual suspects like Disney movies and all of that, and those were all great and all. I love them to death. But in high school, my art teacher, she showed us Howl's Moving Castle in class, and that rocked my world, man. I absolutely fell in love with specifically in that case Hayao Miyazaki movies, which later I branched out to Isao Takahata. But that's what got me started really, and like really like starting to cement like actually wanting to make my own just because of how much it impacted me. But I was like 17 at that time, so I still
When
had like
you
a yeah before
when
I
you
actually.
say like I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to ask like when you say student Jiggly movies, what you mean like
Studio Ghibli. So if you
Ghibli student Ghibli?
yeah, Studio Ghibli. So do you watch a lot of animated movies? Uh,
Anime like Japanese manga?
so yeah, like it's an anime movie.
Oh,
But
okay,
it,
okay.
it's
I never heard of that one.
so if you I'm not sure what you think of anime. Anime is it's a style of animation,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's super like broad. label because there's a whole
It
kind.
got it got nudity, right? It got nudity, violence, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's got well, I mean, it's got everything. Every kind of movie you can imagine
Yeah,
is anime. They've got stuff with nudity in it. They've got stuff with killing in it. They've got stuff that's more
yeah,
like
yeah. I know. I wasn't born yesterday. I just didn't know. I didn't know like what the term that you were saying, like student Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli. It's
Student Ghibli. Okay.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
yeah.
I was, I was brought up like looking at Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D,
Oh
all this
yeah.
other stuff. Yeah, Fist of the North Star and stuff. And I just knew them as manga, or later on people saying anime, and then sometimes I didn't know like what's the difference. Are they both the same, manga, anime, and stuff like that? But people categorize them as the same. So
As I understand it, manga is printed and anime is animation. So it's like
yeah,
book movie. But they're cut from the same cloth, and much like comic books can feed into like animated movies. Same thing with manga and anime.
okay,
But Studio Ghibli in particular, they're a studio. They're a specific studio who makes several kinds of movies. But some of the more famous ones are like Howl's Moving Castle,
I ain't
Spirited
never
Away,
heard of that.
My Neighbor Totoro. Let's see. I'm suddenly blanking on all the one. Oh, Princess Mononoke is a huge one. It might be worth looking into a little later.
Yeah,
But that
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna
it's
check
it's
that out.
it's good stuff. It's not just like good anime stuff. It's good film in general. It's good
Yeah,
like good filmmaking, passionate filmmaking, good writing. I think you dig it.
yeah,
But that work there really kind of got me pointed where I was trying to go with my stuff. But how that relates to the stuff that I make nowadays, it's kind of far removed. Animating all of this She-Hulk stuff, it kind of came the hell out of nowhere for me.
yeah.
Uh,
You write the comic?
I am. I'm writing a little 15. Yep, that's one. That one's got a lot of traction as well. You show a little
Yeah,
bit of people go people go bananas. But I'm writing a little 15 pager. Um, I wrote a one pager that I put on Instagram. You might have seen it. It was kind of a homage to one of those comic pages that you see um, circulating on the internet, where Jen Walters goes into her apartment and calls Thor. I made a little recreation of that with my own version of Zapper, and
yeah,
people really responded to it.
yeah,
And people wanted to know, like, hey, what got her in a bad mood? So I made a couple of pages beforehand and a couple of pages after this particular page. I expanded to like 15 pages.
yeah.
That one actually wasn't me. That one was a collaboration with,
Oh, this right here.
yeah, that
Oh,
was from
okay.
art
I think
trade.
I seen that one from somebody else. Okay, I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. But it's
that
cool. I ain't gonna lie.
no, that person's take is outstanding. I personally am a huge fan of like their sort of stylized, like cartoonish look. That's very animatable. Mine, however, you could see the proportion liberties I
Yeah,
take.
yeah. I can see the difference. I see it. Yeah,
But that art trade, like it's fun meeting other artists who specialize in that particular character.
yeah.
Yeah, I am making a comic. I'm about at this point. I think today I was just working on my eighth page. It's a lot of work, but I think
Unstoppable She-Hulk, right? That's what it's called.
that's my own
Okay.
little moniker. And got a logo made for it, all that jazz. Um, people really responded to it, and I did that like a
Yeah,
week
it
ago.
looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's what kind of drew me in. I was like, wow. I thought you had like a fetish, or for like muscular women, or you just like She-Hulk type of stuff. I was like, okay, let me reach out, see like what's this about? What's this person about?
I
But
I I dig the character, man.
Yeah,
I watched a bit of the show on Disney Plus, and I wasn't a particular fan of the writing so much. I think the show wasn't bad, but there was a lot left to be desired, especially in how they handled
yeah,
characters like Titania. But I don't know. I'm an animator, and I figured, you know what? Let me. There's a lot of animation with the character out there. I'm an animator. Why don't I give it a shot and see how people like it? And
yeah,
next thing you know, it gets like 2 million views on YouTube. And
yeah. I mean, it's cool, like the way you did it.
you know,
Yeah, it's
that
let me.
generally the plan, though, man. Like that's not what I typically animate.
I
Um,
mean,
you
no,
know,
I don't mean to cut you off, man.
oh, you're good.
No,
I appreciate that.
I mean, like that. It's cool, like that. People like your stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, like I'm thrilled. I'm glad that people are reaching out to me to express their appreciation. I've gone through a long period of time when I was making my own personal work that again I would throw out to the ether and I'd get nothing in response. I spent like 7 months on an animation once, which I'm extremely proud of. It's on
Yeah,
my YouTube channel, but it only
yeah,
got like 400 views when I put it out there,
yeah,
and it's disheartening. I know my work was good, and I still use it for reels and all, but when no one looks at it, it could be a bit of a bummer. So it was
yeah.
sort of
It can.
yeah, sort of the
Is it?
reverse.
Is it that military? Is that military animation that
Yeah,
you was telling me about?
yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm actually like.
Oh,
That's the kind of thing that I want to do long term. That's the kind of
oh,
that I feel like I'm cut out for. I've always been interested in military fiction, but also fantasy, and I feel like the two coming together can make some really really great stuff. Um, but I did get a little bit sidetracked with my current subject matter, which has been gaining me a lot of a following on several
yeah.
platforms. But
Well, let me show. I ain't mean to cut you off, but let me show the viewers your animation and stuff.
sure.
Yeah, check it out. All right. Can you see this?
I
Can you see
can, yeah,
this?
yes, I can.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
yeah, this one.
It's okay if you want to stay down, old man.
short, you know. So that's kind
Mhm.
of suck about it.
That's
But
unfortunate
yeah,
beast. You know,
yeah.
animation is a nightmare when it comes to time.
Court is in session.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it was
a little
pretty.
strange watching this with an audience. I'll tell you. I usually just watch it by myself. It's different watching it with another person, even if it's just one person.
Yeah.
Um, it's that's kind of a trip. What did you think of it?
No, I mean it was cool. Like there's people have animated like I thought you was somebody that years ago I seen on YouTube and they would do like tutorials on like drawing like a superhero. So when I seen your work, I was like thinking that is that person I seen before, but it seemed kind of different.
That's a
So
huge compliment because that totally wasn't me. But I'm glad
yeah,
that you mistook me for a guy who knows what he's doing. Because
yeah,
I'll tell you what, like when I'm drawing these characters out like with the body stylized like that, I got
yeah,
like 3 or 4 books with musculature open. I feel like I'm just barely scraping by. So I
yeah,
appreciate that. Really.
yeah. So this is your military stuff.
Absolutely. little snippet of it, but yeah, it's like a 2 minute.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, this is the main one, the one everyone This one,
Yeah, this is cool, man.
it's. I'm glad you liked it, but the voice actor here
To
nailed it.
lawyer up.
But
Yeah, go ahead. You could talk.
yeah, no, I look at this one sometimes, and the thing is, like, I was kind of brushing into anatomy at that point. I wasn't quite
Yeah,
what I wanted to be with it yet, and you can kind of see it in the way I drew her. It was very stylized, very smooth in terms of like her body contours and all. Um, I've been doing my best to rectify that. But when I look at that
yeah.
first I get a little bit of sort of a little bit of secondhand embarrassment at the anatomy work, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a
Yeah.
weirdo.
I mean, that's your style of drawing, right? Like, you ever went to like art school or something like that?
I did. I was actually at a school in SF for about 3 years between 2021 and 2024. But I've been drawing for a long time before I ever went to school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't in art school for a few years. California College of the Arts, actually, in San Francisco and Oakland.
You graduated?
Oh yeah, I graduated. You gotta have a pulse to graduate from these things, man. You gotta really put your best foot forward to fail these things. It's not really something that you can traditionally grade. But I graduated with honors because I've been animating before I ever went to school. I mostly just went to school to get a piece of paper. But I graduated in 2024. I'm
That's
sorry.
recent. Oh,
Oh, very recent. I managed to kind of speed through it because I showed them my portfolio when I was applying. They let me skip the first full like year of like introductory courses because I already knew what I was doing, and I had some college credits to my name already, so I was able to kind of breeze through a lot of the busy work. Um, and yeah, that was the whole thing. We're just trying to get in and out as quick as I can so I can get out in the workforce. Because I don't want to be a perpetual student. I've been in school for a long time,
yeah.
so I wanted to get to work. But school was, I don't know, school was, it was, uh, it was informative in a lot of, how do I say this without coming across as a jerk? I'm extremely grateful that I went to this school. Um, I learned a lot from it, but there was a lot that maybe they could have done differently with the curriculum. A lot of it felt like my time was wasted,
No.
but I took away some indispensable lessons from it too. So it's kind of that's just school in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What type of stuff they had you doing?
Okay. Let me tell you about something I did that was absolutely paramount to like the foundation of my career as an animator. What I had to do in one of my classes was make a cardboard hat
Mhm.
with some sort of design on it. I forget even what the prompt was. It was like something to do with like protesting about some status quo that some facet of society that we didn't particularly agree with. We make some hat out of cardboard, and then what we got to do is we got to go out to a public place wearing these cardboard headgear that we constructed, take pictures of ourselves, and then turn it in for a grade. So what I did was I made this weird hat that had like a bunch of stuff on it, but it had like my head behind like a bunch of like cardboard bars, like my head was in jail, and
What that got to do with animation? That's
it,
crazy.
it has everything to do with animation, don't you know?
It
Um,
do?
oh no, I mean absolutely, like it's complete. I can't even be sarcastic about it. Stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Like I had to make this cardboard
Oh,
and and then go take a picture of myself in public and talk about how that was some form of protest. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. The kind of stuff that
Mm,
made art school. Like they're trying to make you sort of like develop an artistic voice by doing these different activities to help you bring it out. But
mm,
it also felt a little bit silly. And
mm.
I was like 26 when I was in there, and I was like, dude, what the hell's this got to do with animation? I'm here to learn how to animate, man. What the hell's
Yeah.
cardboard headgear got to do with this crap?
Mm.
But various things like that, where it was just like, man, that's a waste of time. But then you get the useful courses like character design courses and actual animation courses and illustration courses. All of that stuff is indispensable. But with every useful course, you've got one that maybe isn't so useful. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the time that you spend in those not useful ones adds up. You can be using that time for somewhat more productive stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so, unfortunately, they charge an arm and a leg for these college school. For these art schools, they charge an arm and a leg to go to these things, and you can learn all this stuff pretty much, on your own. I sure as hell learned to animate on my own. I didn't learn how to animate at school.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
what? No, I was gonna ask like for like the animations that you did on YouTube. Like what program did you use? You use Toon Boom?
yes, sir, I do. I've been using Toon Boom at this point for like 12 years, and I've never
Okay.
looked back. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal piece of software. Um, and I tried that out like when I first started out, and it stuck with me. And I never really saw a need to switch. Um, but back in the day, it used to be a little cheaper, like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you want to get a license for that, it's like $2,500, $3,000.
2,500. That's how much that costs.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Um,
wow.
it's not
Wow.
a joke. They're serious about the software. It's extremely versatile.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna need to fork up some dough to use it.
Yeah.
When I was in the Marine Corps, I actually had a lot of disposable income, so I figured, when I had a lot of money lying around, I might as well just buy it while I can because I'm not going to be able to later. But I did because I still use it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wow. I didn't know that's how that much that cost. Cause I knew about it when I've taken animation courses, but I
Oh yeah,
never used it. I remember a guy, he was talking about it. One of the teachers, they was talking about it. But yeah, I did Flash animation,
and
Photoshop, After
Adobe.
Effects. Yeah, Adobe. Yeah,
Oh yeah, a Flash is
yeah.
a good one though. What'd you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's like different levels of it. Like, they got the voice. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, I haven't worked on an animation in a while because I'm not at your level a little bit. I'm kind of trying to
Uh,
do like running the running cycles and all that type of stuff. Yeah,
you, I'd like to respond to that though. You don't got to worry about being at anybody's level. I mean, like I'm not at someone else's level. You know what I mean? And that
yeah,
person who I'm not on, they're not at this other person's level. We're all developing at varying speeds. The fact that you got started in the first place and that you have some experience with it, that's a leg up already.
yeah,
So if you were to hop back into it, it might take a little bit to get used to the UI again, but
yeah.
at the same time, you've got that experience already.
Yeah,
Uh,
I haven't been doing it in a while because I've been working and stuff, and it's at my job really. So I would have to get there before I start work or something like that. But I haven't. I've been kind of not. I've been reluctant to do it because I don't be want to rush to go to work like that. So that's why I haven't done it in a while. So but
I get it.
I'm gonna see what I can do.
Yeah, well, when you get back into it, if you need any eyes to look at what you're doing, maybe offer some insight. If you
Yeah,
would like, hit
yeah,
me up.
yeah.
I'm always
Well, I
glad
can
to.
send you stuff that I've done. It's on my Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'd love,
could do that.
yeah,
Of
I'd love to
course.
see what you got. I've been an instructor for animation too.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, actually, I taught at the school that I went to. I've taught a couple of summer classes there. It was for 3D animation, but I give feedback for all kinds of animation.
yeah,
And I try to be productive and try to work towards students' strengths. So I whatever you do, if you'd like a little bit of a little bit of outside eyes, absolutely.
yeah. I got you. Like back to so like with the Unstoppable She-Hulk, like you never like try to like to go like a comic convention and like present your work. I mean, I know you're working on it, but like when you finish doing it, you don't. Would you want to plan to kind of go to a comic convention and present your work to some of the artists, see like feedback or something like that?
I got to admit I have a bit of stage fright. At the same time, I'm totally open to it. I've actually shown my work at animation shows before, and
Yeah,
actually, this in the next couple of weeks, there are a couple of shorts that I'm going to actually be showing off in Los Angeles that are related to the She-Hulk ones that I did. One of the shows going down there. The producer really likes the work that I did on these, and he really wanted to get them shown there. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to comic conventions, I would love to, but I have this I have this nagging thing in my head where it's like, when you do that kind of stuff, that's where the pros are when it comes to like comic books and graphic novels and that kind of stuff. Um, Sometimes I don't really feel like I'm, organized enough to be part of that crowd.
mhm.
And I'll admit there have been times when I get feedback for what I did on this cartoon where it's like, oh man, if someone told me that in person, like I don't know how I'd react. I'd probably just have to like bow my head and be like, you know, um, it's again stage fright. I think that's mostly just getting in my own head.
How bad
I was
could it be?
Could, yeah, it may be, but I was talking to someone about making merchandise for this particular brand of She-Hulk just yesterday, and I suppose comic conventions could come with that, having that kind of stuff out for people to see.
Yeah,
So I'm totally open to it. How this comic goes and how it's received will certainly be a factor in whether that becomes a more concrete plan. I'm
did you?
certainly.
I was going to ask you, did you ever thought about like making your own comic book character? Because, since She Hulk is like a licensed character, some people might have like an issue with it. I don't know.
Sure. I totally have my own plans for my own original stories. Maybe they're not superhero related,
Yeah.
uh, but I totally have my own characters that I have tucked away. They delve into more serious stuff. But yeah, when it comes to my own material, I totally do have my own stuff. It's not really in the vein of like what I've done with the Marvel characters, really. So a lot of the people who look at that work and then think that's what I do, like you know, all the time, will probably be a little surprised. Um, like I said, this She-Hulk stuff's a bit of an outlier for me. It kind of sprung up because of just how wildly popular that video was. It really caught me off guard. I didn't think it would do that good.
Yeah.
Um, I really didn't. I just did it as kind of like a little, you know what? I'll make it and see what people think.
Mm.
Boom!
Yeah.
Everyone freaking loves it. So
Yeah. I mean, it's cool like the way you did it.
it's
Yeah.
it's a little stylized and a little sensual, I suppose. You could say, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I
And
mean it's your own style. Like yeah, like I
I'm a huge
mean
fan. I'm a huge fan of yeah, like I'm the proportions that are at play there. I'm personally a fan of body positivity. I think that however someone is shaped, that's just how they're shaped.
yeah,
If you're male or female, that's engaged in bodybuilding. Good on you. I think there's a lot of beauty found in the human anatomy, whether it's male or female, whether it's toned or not. But when it comes to the She-Hulk character, I'm figuring like, dude, the word Hulk is in the name. Why don't we have her Hulk out a little bit?
yeah.
Have her be a tall model. Let's get a little bit of muscle in there, and it's becoming more popular of a notion in various you know projects and movies and whatever. Um, I think as we
You
go, the idea of like more muscular females will become a lot more mainstream, if it isn't already.
you know the irony is, like they don't really show women like that, muscular women, too often. If they did it, I mean they like there was this actress. She was a bodybuilder too. Her name was Corey Everson, and she was like in movies. She was like in this Van Damme movie Double Impact, and she did other like TV shows appearances. But and there were other female bodybuilders that were doing, that were in movies, but they didn't really like stand out too much. You know, like they weren't really showcased. I noticed with the She-Hulk that recently came out, they didn't. She wasn't a bodybuilder or anything like that. They mostly was like CGI, you know, and
Yeah.
so
From what I understand, originally that wasn't supposed to be the case, but they wanted it toned down because I'm not sure. I guess they were afraid it wouldn't be quite so marketable if she were more bulked up.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it that way. But hey, that's the creative decision they made. I'm not doing it that way with my take. Um, Luckily, since it's only fan work, I have full creative control over that.
yeah,
I have no idea the forces that came on to the showrunners of that show, like the pressures they were under to do things certain ways. That's unfortunately one of the misconceptions about the show. I think people are a little unfair about is like it's easy to rag on it, a lot of the creative decisions, but man, we're talking about working for a multi-million-dollar studio here. They got deadlines, they've got executives, they've got other writers to worry about. It's a whole different ball. But hey, you saw the Cosmic Invasion trailer, didn't you? For She-Hulk and Rocket Raccoon. Um, I
I,
think I think
it's an animation.
yo, you haven't seen that one yet.
No, I didn't
Um,
see that.
there's this game coming out called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It's sort of
Or
like 8-bit. Maybe you've seen the trailers for it. It's like a
maybe, yeah, maybe.
yeah, but they made this trailer. You can probably look it up even. You can take a look at it and see what you think. But
I don't know if I want to do it now, but
okay,
because sometimes my computer,
yeah.
huh?
Um, Off the record, then when you get done, check it out.
Yeah,
It's a big game, but they animated these trailers for the characters that they're bringing into it. And the latest one, or it might not be the latest one, but one of the later ones was She-Hulk and Rocket Raccoon. They were sort of paired up for the trailer. Obviously, you could see the physical disparity and why that would be really funny to watch. But the She-Hulk that they designed for this game and for this trailer, she was yoked, man.
yeah.
Like really yoked. And like when I was looking at this like trailer, I was like, that is really fucking good work. Like they like
You tempted me to check it out now. Let me see.
yeah,
Let me
like
see.
when I looked at it, I'm like, I gotta step my game up. Like these guys did great. And that's partially like if you look at my latest
You
one,
said
so it's called
Comic
Marvel
Evasion?
Cosmic
Okay.
Invasion. I think you might like.
Marvel. Hold on. Marvel. I hate when this computer acting up. Oh, Marvel.
My computer's like at this point 4 years old. I gotta.
Okay. Hold on. Um, but this is the announcement trailer. I don't know.
Check out. Just put in the She-Hulk. Put in Cosmic Invasion, She-Hulk, and Rocket Raccoon. You're bound to find it there. Rocket
Okay,
Raccoon looks awesome in that one too.
She-Hulk, Rocket, Brad. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me showcase this.
Oh yeah, let's do that again. Actually, it's been a couple of weeks since that happened.
Yeah, tell me when you see it. Can you see it?
Yes, I can. That would be it right there.
Okay. All right.
She's got her classic design from the cartoon in terms of her outfit.
Mm.
But in my Discord
Okay.
server, someone posted the link to this, and like my entire server went nuts. Like they were so happy to see this.
Oh, okay. All right.
But her design is
It's all
very much.
right. It was cool. Yeah, yeah. It's like a bodybuilder. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
when
I
I
get
saw
it.
it, I was super impressed. I was almost like Jesus. Like how do I even top that?
It's look.
Um, it ain't about topping it. I think they did great, and it had an influence on my stuff. So
I don't. I. You know when you're in your 20s, right?
actually, I am 32, but I appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
A little. It's because of the way I sound. I imagine her the baby face, but folks often mistake me as a little younger than I am. And I think we might have frozen. Um, I believe we are frozen, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I told you about that. Sorry about. Yeah, I was messing with a lot of with the tablets and stuff. My bad.
All good, all good. What's your setup like? You got a few monitors?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, but I wanted to ask you, what was I actually? Yeah, there was this video game with it kind of remind me of the Marvel, Capcom. Like they had like this fighting game with they'll mix it with Street Fighter and Mega Man and all that type of stuff. But before it kind of remind me of Street Fighter and stuff. So yeah,
Are you
that's
thinking of Marvel versus Capcom?
yeah, that too. Yeah, they put all the Capcom characters there, and the Street Fighter characters.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
I actually lifted She-Hulk's theme from that video game for my original video before I got something original produced. But it's really cool seeing the different ways people interpret the character. Um,
yeah, yeah,
everyone's got their ideas. I mean, hell, that's fan art. Everyone's got their ways of doing things, and every artist has their own viewpoint. Their own style,
yeah.
their own
Like
interest.
how far do you see? Like, what's the plan? Like when you make this comic book, you gonna do something else or?
So one project at a time. The long term goal is to create a pitch bible, which is
Okay,
for an animated show. I want to develop. I have like a whole plot line laid out. I have a whole character sheet laid out. I haven't really gone public with it. But I have a whole storyline planned out for like a couple of seasons of animated show. So my intention is to create a pitch bible to bring to a studio and show it and try to get it greenlit. It's a bit of a pipe dream, obviously. You don't just walk into a studio and be like, "Hey, check this show out." And they're like, "Hey, here's a few
Yeah.
$1 million. Have fun." There's a lot of steps involved along the way. A lot of people that would need to get involved. But that is a long-term goal. But a medium-term goal is to produce more content, kind of like you see online, more animations, more drawings and whatever. Comic books sprung up recently out of nowhere as well, just because of the unexpected success of that one page. Um, Comics are a little easier on time than animation is. You can actually get more scenes acted out. You don't got to spend months to get like 10 seconds of action. So, you know, medium term goal, we'll see how this goes. If it goes good, maybe it might be worth creating a little series out of this. You know, I've
Yeah.
got groundwork for characters. I've got the themes, the settings, and what I actually want to say with the story all lined out. And I've got me an excellent crew in my Discord of like comic experts who have been collecting this stuff for like decades. I'm not a huge comic guy. I never have been. I've always loved Spider-Man and Wolverine and Batman and all those like the usual suspects. I'm not really a deep diving comic guy. I've got a support crew for that. People that keep my lore on the straight and narrow. Um, I'm also branching out to get other animators involved to help create my shorts online because doing it all by yourself sucks. Really sucks. So having
Yeah.
a there to help you out definitely helps. But um, the shorter term goal is to develop a couple more characters to the level that I have done with Jen Walters. I've been drawing her out for like like a year at this point. I got to give her someone to talk to.
When did you
Um,
started drawing her?
I started drawing her like maybe like a month before I started producing my cartoon. My cartoon original one from last year that took like 3 months to make, beginning to end. And I was animating on like ones and twos, which is like you animate on 24 frames per second. And so like if you were to animate 24 frames per second on ones, that means there's 24 drawings per second of video. When you draw on twos, that's 12 drawings per second. I would mix them up depending on the action. Doing that together made it take like 3 months. It's super smooth. I am super stoked about the smoothness still, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trying to like reduce the frame rate a bit so I can make the videos a little bit longer. But what was I saying? Right. So I started drawing her like a month before I started production of the video just to get a character design sort of like nailed down. It's sort of loose and it wasn't very inspired, but it was just to get something on paper. The one that I have now is a lot more developed, a lot more is going on in terms of shape language. The anatomy is more consistent. The design of the human form is more consistent, and I think it's a good design overall, and I had help with that as well. I didn't do it all alone, but I need to give her someone to talk to. So the short term goal is to develop like closer characters for my version of Jen to talk to. The number one candidate is Patricia Walker, Hellcat. She's kind of a buddy of She-Hulk in the comics,
Yeah.
but um, I'm pushing it as others do in fan art as well, to make them like super tight, like best like friends. And there's a lot of fun back and forth banter. So I'm developing right now on the side a character sheet for Patricia Walker, who would obviously go on to become like Hellcat in the comics.
Yeah.
And,
You know. Oh,
yeah, she's a pretty popular character, the successor to Tigre. But the other one, it's kind of a toss up um, between Bruce Banner and Daniel Ridge Zapper.
Hmm.
Obviously, Banner is Jim Walters' cousin, and Daniel Ridge, aka Zapper, is like her love interest. So priority is Patricia Walker, so that way I can make cartoons that are more back and forth, and she's not just by herself. Uh, so yeah, just one project at a time. In the meantime, um, make more drawings, and I might be trying to maybe slow down somewhat as well. I'd like to get some help to help out with this fan art, but I also have the original stuff I'd like to do. I'm an animator. I have my own ideas, my own concepts, things I want to talk about. She Hulk is great, and I have a lot of things I could talk about with her, but that's not that's not all I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Everyone who draws does this kind of thing. We've all got things we want to say. We've got multiple ways to say them. So I'd like to branch back out to my original um, subject matter pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever thought about doing like a She-Hulk versus Wonder Woman, like animation? I don't know if you want to get deep into that, but I'm sure you'll probably get a lot of views on that.
Yeah,
It's just a thought.
that one has sprung up a lot in DMs. Versus Wonder Woman is definitely, if not the most popular, definitely among the most popular ideas. People would love
Yeah.
to see how I draw Wonder Woman, and I got to admit I'm a little curious too. So hey, nothing's impossible. A big one people keep asking about is Red She-Hulk, Betty
Red
Ross.
She-Hulk. Oh, okay.
People have been begging me to do that for like ever since I started this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm more interested in trying to draw Harpy, Betty Ross, when she turns into Harpy. That would be kind of cool. But in terms of like, a boon for views and whatever, Red Shield would be a good way to go. So, hey, we'll see. The unfortunate thing about animation, though, is, as you're aware, it takes forever, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's
Yeah,
tedious.
it's
Yeah.
super tedious, but the results are rewarding. That's why we
Yeah.
have teams things, though.
Yeah.
Uh, Not a one man operation. I do have a little bit of help, but I would like to get some more people on board for a small crew. It would make
Yeah.
things a little more feasible to make longer term stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just gotta keep working on it one day at a time.
Right.
Keep amassing the support, and keep amassing the views, and you never know what'll come up. You
Did
know?
anybody ever told you you look like Kevin Urban from Star Trek? And he was in what's his name, Riddick. He was in other movies. He played Dr. McCoy from the reboot Star Trek.
Ah, hell, man.
You look
Unfortunately,
like him a little bit. You look like that's why I keep looking at you like, yeah, he looks like just like him. Almost
I
sound like you. You almost sound like him a little bit.
you got a picture of this dude because I'm not too familiar with Star Trek, unfortunately.
Check it out. I like after the
Here,
recording. I'll send it to you.
you know what? I'm right here. Let me take a look. What's this dude's name? You say he played
Kevin Urban. Kevin
Keith. Oh,
Urban.
Keith Urban.
Oh, Keith Urban. Okay, yeah, Keith
Urban.
Urban.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
Just say Star Trek reboot, Star Trek movie. Um, what was the name of the dude that made J.J. Abrams Star Trek or something like that? Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking of okay. We were both incorrect. You're thinking of Carl Urban.
Okay, Carl Urban. Yeah, Carl Urban. Yeah.
Really? You think I look like Carl Urban?
I mean, I
Oh,
don't know.
I'm
I don't,
yeah, that's a handsome dude.
yeah, I mean, you do a little bit like you do look like him a little bit.
Yeah,
You had the beard and yeah,
I thought there was a reason why I would stop and look at myself, like with a good angle. Sometimes when I pass windows, is because I look like Carl Urban. I gotta watch The Boys, man. That's one I still ain't watched yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, I appreciate that. That's a
Nah,
huge
nah, it's cool.
that's
It's
a
cool.
huge confidence
It's
booster.
cool. Yeah. Like so are you currently working in an animation studio? If I heard you
Uh,
correctly.
so I'm not in a studio right now. I'm still
Okay.
independent. I am
Okay.
a freelancer. I do mostly my own work, but I have done work for other studios in the past. Just recently, I took a huge break from personal work because I was leading a project for a studio down in LA. I can't really talk about it because I'm still
All
under
right.
work
That's no
for it.
problem.
I was leading a crew of 7 for that one, so I was actually the animation supervisor slash director on this thing. So
Okay.
that that's it's a whole different beast from drawing it all yourself by yourself when you create the concept from beginning to end versus having instructions from somebody else and then leading 7 others to create a consistent product. That's a whole different beast.
Mm.
Um, so that's what I was doing for 6 months. And I made a little bit of money doing it. Got a lot of very valuable team leading experience doing it, um,
Okay.
which which would certainly help all this, personal work that we do here. It was enlightening, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wish you the best on what you're doing, man. I really appreciate your work. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we could always talk again, when you come out with your comic or other future projects. Yeah.
A lot coming down the pipeline, I'll tell you. It's the numbers keep coming in, man. People are responding to it. So I kind of want to see where this leads. Uh, at the very least, you know, people get people are happy looking at artwork. If
Yeah,
nothing
I
else,
mean, it's cool. It's cool. I was seeing it. I was like, wow, this is cool. You know?
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
folks, they comment. They say it's their favorite version, and that honestly makes me feel really good because I'm never. I'm not trying to, I really wasn't trying to do anything besides make one video. And they sort of branched out. Now I have folks saying that this is like their personal favorite version of all the versions. That was
Mm.
never a goal of mine to be like, to be like that for anybody. I would have been happy to be part of the conversation, but you got folks saying like they like it's their personal favorite. That makes me feel very. It makes me feel like I did something right. And if this can be done right, then it gives me a bit of confidence for other projects. But at the very least, they're happy to see their character done and with justice in their eyes, and so I'm happy to deliver that for people.
Yeah,
Um,
man. Take
yeah.
take that as inspiration. That's how I look at it.
I'm very inspired. People who message me and comment and just show appreciation through fan art. I've never received fan art before. I have never been the subject of. I've never had my work drawn by somebody else as a show of appreciation, and I've had a lot of people send me their work. That is so rewarding in ways I've never felt as as long as I've been drawing. No one's ever replicated my work to show appreciation before. I almost didn't quite know how to take it, um, but it's a compliment of the highest order, and I've gotten a lot of it. So I'm starting to show it on my socials to get these people's names out there. Um, I've got a little bit of a following on on a few different socials, so I'd love to show off their work, show the people who drew these things, and maybe give them a little bit of traffic, and just show appreciation for them showing appreciation
Are you
because
hard? No, I was gonna ask. Are you hard on your artwork a lot? Like critique? Like do you do like heavy criticism on your stuff?
Yes, all
Oh,
the time. I am my harshest critic. Lots of other people I know are the same way. People who are very skilled, very organized, very talented, and very dedicated. We are all our worst critics, and it's
no.
because we see all that we know the process intrinsically that develops these things. We see the flaws because we see us in what we draw. We're super hard on ourselves, therefore we're super hard on others. It's unfortunately a habit that is almost impossible to break. I've been trying for years to be nicer to myself. Feel like this is good. The feedback is earned, and on a few levels, I know it is. People like it because it's good to them. Um, but to me, yeah, I still see all the flaws. I still see the things of like, what could I have done better? Um, what if I had done this instead of this? Or I could have
Yeah.
done this faster. I could have saved time that way. Or like, I regret that creative decision entirely. Um,
Yeah, I
it,
know what you mean. I'm like that with my interviews at times.
it's not,
Like I probably could
yeah,
have mentioned certain things. Probably did more research. Yeah, I've done that with other artwork. I've done that with trying to even make music and stuff like that. I've done that with animation also. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
but how often have you looked at somebody else's work and to you it's like like flawless. Like you're like, oh my god, this is like amazing. Like I wish I could
I'm
draw like
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. I've ran into that at times. I've ran
that.
into that.
That person who drew that very likely feels the same way you do about your interviews and the way I feel about my artwork. It's just the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
But you do good work. Like you ask good questions. You got a good thing going. You've got yourself a decent following. There's always something you could have asked or something I could have done differently in my drawings. That's always going to be the case. But you know what? So what? Ask next time. In my
Yeah.
case, I'll
And
draw it differently.
always.
You're learning.
Yeah.
We're all always learning, man.
Yeah.
Um, that's art. That's artwork in general. We're always
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
Um, I've been drawing for a long time. Um, I only recently got into anatomy seriously, but I was animating a long time before that. Um, it's a never-ending process of learning to draw, learning to create. It's anyone who's not learning, they're not doing it right. Um, they've slowed their own growth. So um, I try not to be too hard on myself on my artwork and just try to take away good lessons. But old habits die hard, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
would say for both of us, let's not beat ourselves up. Let's just keep going. Just keep going.
of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. It is. It is. It
like
is. It
said
is.
than done. But just
It
try to
is.
just try to look at your strengths. And the things that you consider your weaknesses, think of them as opportunities. Turn them into strengths. Everything that you are looking at that you think you could do better, chances are you probably can do it better, and nothing's stopping you from doing it better.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity, not a hindrance. And you'd certainly surprise you. I'm saying this out of personal experience. You'd surprise yourself at just how easily you can turn your weaknesses around,
Right.
and just how freeing it is to know that you're not stuck.
Right.
Like in my case, drawing two drawing these two things have always been the bane of my existence. Drawing with charcoal and drawing feet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I Both of those are nightmare. Have historically been nightmares for me. But I love drawing with charcoal now. It's one of my favorite mediums. I have a few charcoal drawings on my Instagram you can probably look at. And drawing feet, it's still challenging, but I have a lot of resources to help out with it, and it's become a lot easier. And it really adds a lot to the drawings. Those are both weaknesses that become strengths. It takes a bit of time. It takes a bit of dedication, but you can do it. You know,
Yeah.
there ain't nothing. There ain't nothing holding you back. But your own inner voice saying, what are you doing? Or like, you can't do that. You totally can. You just gotta let yourself. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, thank you again, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I like your artwork, man. Your artwork is cool, man.
I
That
appreciate
that, that kind of drew me to want to talk to you. So, yeah.
it. Well, hey, you're the. I'm gonna go on a limb here. This is my first time ever doing something like this. You're the
Oh
first
yeah.
one ever wanted to straight up like have a recorded conversation. This is new to me. I was a little taken aback and I was a little like nervous. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, do I like? Am I gonna talk too much? Am I gonna, um, am I gonna say something? Am I gonna say something stupid? Or am I gonna bore this dude? You know, this is a new experience for me. So I appreciate you reaching out and picking my brain a little bit. And it was
Man,
kind of
thank you.
my brain a little bit, finding out that you do a little bit of animation yourself. I
Yeah,
always like
yeah, yeah.
I always like meeting people who understand the struggle, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I've drawn, like basically since I was a kid. And there were times I stopped drawing. I was I guess it's not me being motivated enough or something like that, but just being discouraged that I'm not good enough, or it's the consistency also too. Just
Yeah,
yeah, I need to work on it. That's the simple way of me putting it. You know.
I understand. I've had a few dry spells too. Um, like I was drawing like you when I was a kid as well. Like I said, I did a lot of like fan art, specifically like God of War stuff because I love the old school God of War games. But I stopped for a long time. I was feeling super discouraged, not about just artwork, but about myself in general. And unfortunately, drawing fell by the wayside. And in its place came video games.
Mm.
Yeah, mid teens and late teens were spent playing video games like on PS3. So like I was part of the Modern Warfare 2 OG craze back when that stuff was super huge, Uncharted and all that. But eventually, I found my way back to it. Um, as I'm sure you have with yours. Doesn't matter how long you're away. If you like it, if you have a drive for it, you'll find your way back.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's
I
if
am
it's in,
having not to cut you off. I am having like a thought of wanting to like create a comic book a bit. Since I've been talking to people, how they started out. Been I've been thinking about it, but it just like the ideas and trying to be consistent, and yeah. So
yeah,
because I've done it before, but it just the consistency wasn't there. So
it's it takes a bit to build up. But if it's up there, that's the first step. The next step
yeah,
is just write it down.
yeah,
Like put your ideas down on paper. You could give that a try and see if any of them kind of jump out to you. And when it comes to like maybe drawing a comic book, maybe you just start small. Try not to get try not to get too ambitious. At first, maybe like a page or two, self-contained things to show yourself you can do it. Like you know you can do it. You want to do it. The drive is there.
yeah,
Uh, just allow yourself some time to grow, create finished stuff, and continue to surprise yourself.
Yeah.
I believe if you just have a good constructive plan to allow yourself to build up, hey, it next thing you know, you'll have been doing it for a year. You know,
Mhm. Okay.
shit. Like, I'm sorry, I apologize for my language.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
Like, I was just trying to make a stupid little, cartoon about She-Hulk because I thought the show didn't like do some things as well as it could have. And now, guess what, man? I've been drawing this stuff for a year.
Yeah.
You just you never know. You'll surprise yourself. So
Yeah, I understand.
yeah.
Uh,
Hoping to make it. I know I want to get to my own work, but I anticipate we'll be on this train for a little while longer. People really have taken to the character again, so um, you know, I imagine there will be more to talk about in another year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Yeah, it's going good so far. So
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll be posting the comic publicly. I'm not trying to make it like a paywall thing. It's only fan art at the end of the day. So when it gets posted, I would like to know your thoughts on it. It's
of
not too
course.
like action packed. Because I only have like 15 pages. I kind of want to get like the core like personal struggles that the character deals with across, and I have 15 pages to do it, which isn't a lot. So there's not really any like crazy like action set pieces or fighting. There is a little bit of like
Okay.
stuff like towards the end, but it's more about the character's personal struggles with her relationship to Bruce Banner, her relationship with her profession, and how all that got flipped on its head when she got turned into a 9 foot green rage monster, minus most of the rage.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dynamics there that I think are interesting, particularly when it comes to like the physique and the fact that she's female. There's a lot of good opportunities there for storytelling and character development, and I wanted to utilize these 15 pages to sort of show what that struggle is, and how she reacts to it both negatively and positively, and maybe to have a little bit of fun along the way. There's some fun in the opening pages, and the last pages. So I'm sorry, I'm rambling. You'll be able to see it well, once we get it out.
All right, man. So we gonna wrap it up. But thanks again, man. Yeah,
Talking for
man.
ready?
Nah, it's cool. It's cool,
Time flies.
man. You was doing your thing, you know. So,
I
but
I had a lot.
huh?
I had a lot of fun talking with you. I
Nah,
kind
it
of
was cool. It's a good conversation. It was a good conversation. Yeah.
spurred by your questions. So good work on your end. You kind of dragged a lot out of me. I didn't think was going to come out. So all right.
All right. All right. Anyway, thanks again.
Hey, thank you. And if you want to reach out and just chat off the record, you know where to find.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right
All
then.
right, man.